Welcome to the first freaking episode of Marvelous Mates. Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally here. Camera this way, camera over here. I'm your host for the evening. You can call me Eric. And of course, my co-host slash guest of the day is Skylar. Skylar, what's going on, brother?
Ahoy.
Dude, we're finally here. The beautiful studio is finally built. Marvelous Mates episode 1, man. And I mean, the best way that we can start this off is, of course, just having you. I mean, you created this beautiful room. Big concept of it is coming off of you, so.
Yeah, it was a journey. It was a journey, but a very fun journey nonetheless.
Worth every second of it too. Like, seriously,
and every penny.
Every
penny.
Dude, this is so much fun. I just want to start off with, dude, congratulations. We finally got here after all the months of just nonstop preparation and planning, and then of course all we did not today. Finally here for episode 1. So you know what, Skylar? I want you to first explain to me, what do you do for a living?
Well, for the most part, my job title is specifically field representative.
Okay.
But so I could basically do anything. But for the most part, my job entails of reading water meters and shutting said meters off when people don't pay.
All right.
So, but that's pretty much the gist. There's a lot of in between stuff, but for the most part, yeah.
I was about to say, I'm like, back in my day, we've had a water bill or two. Yeah, the water guy, baby, the water guy. Yeah. Well, Skylar, I know you're more than aware of how this works, but we're going to explain it down to the T for all our first-time viewers, first-time guys. If you guys have seen a certain show about hot wings, you kind of understand how this is work. We're going to go a shot-by-shot basis. And, of course, we're going to start with the first shot, which is what, Skylar?
That is the Bananarama.
We're going to do the Bananarama. After we take a shot, I'm going to ask you a question. Just answer it to the best of your honesty, and then we're just going to kind of move on from there. If we get side tangent, it's all good. Not a big deal at all. So first things first, the Bananarama, baby. Let's take this right here. Bomb! Love that. Woo! Oh, that's so good. That is so good.
I was a little worried about it on paper.
I know. On paper, it didn't look like it was going to be great, but honestly,
though. That's good.
Honestly, on par. Ooh. On par. It's so good. Skylar, first question I have to ask for you.
Yes.
This is a very basic question. I'm going to kind of start basic, work my way up. First one is, how long have you been doing this job for?
6 years. About 6 years now. Well, I started off in the office, and now I'm at more an outside position. I was inside for about 2 years.
Okay.
And now, taking the calls about people complaining about their water being turned off. But now I'm outside to where I get to interact with those people.
That's awesome.
Face to face.
Yep.
Which, funny enough, you would think, like a repo guy, people would be much more angry in your face. They're like,
just hating everything you're doing.
Oh,
right.
But man, I have such sympathy for the people in my office, because people are much more courageous over the phone.
Oh, yeah.
When they can hide behind it. Oh, dear
of course.
Lord.
Oh, I bet. I mean, that's how it's always been. I mean, the customer representatives over the phone are going to get it 10 times worse than,
God.
I'm going to go in and return this saying the insert store here.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Can you please return this, sir? Like,
I
saw we.
People's packages shrink real fast when they got to interact with you in person.
You thought you were a real man? No, sir.
Yeah. You thought.
You thought real hard, my boy. You thought real hard. And, man, I don't know. Like, I have a couple other questions. I'm not trying to get into it. But, like, 6, do you think it went by fast? Like, do you like, is it kind of one of those, like, wow, I can't believe it's already been 6 years kind of deal?
I think it's one of those things where, like, it goes faster as you go, for sure. Like, okay, so for example, I'm 25. Only 25. I know.
I'm about to say we both look 40.
I know. I look 40, but I'm only 25 at this point. And it is funny because I get my retirement papers every year, and I flip that baby out, and my retirement year is 2053,
Woo!
which is which is when I'm 55, which is relatively early.
Pretty early.
It is pretty early.
Absolutely.
But it's very funny because I still have like 30 years to go. so
it's like, it's just that end goal that you're looking at, like, ooh, you know.
Yeah, 6 years down, 30 more to go.
Woohoo!
You know?
Oh, my
goodness. It goes by fast. I think it's going by faster and faster, and I talked to some of a lot of my coworkers are getting ready to leave, and they're all like, yeah, I've been here 35 years. And I'm like, just like, I was a boy yesterday. Like,
it's like, I'm a boy now. Don't take that from me. Don't take that from me. All right, Skylar, well, let's take our second shot today. And what's the name of this one for me, baby?
This is a kamikaze. Classic.
Kamikaze. Good old-fashioned kamikaze.
Classic.
Bam. Cheers, baby. I'll put on this. Woo!
That's solid.
This feels so good. Well, Skylar, you've been in for 6 years. You don't have to get specific. What is the craziest thing that you have seen in your job? Like, out on the field, like, you know, where you're turning someone's water off. What is the craziest issue you've ever had?
I mean, I interact with animals every once in a while.
Okay.
I mean, I got a million animal stories. I mean, snakes, dogs, you know, you name it.
Right.
Like, probably, especially, I did get bit by a snake once.
No
like,
kidding.
yeah, I opened the box and it just freaking jumped out, and it's like,
oh,
so
man.
I thought it got me with like its tail, but it did not.
It was
I thought it was like a whip. It just really, really fast, and I got back in my truck, and you know, whatever, and I lift up my leg. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of blood. Oh man.
Wow.
So I finished my route like 4 hours later, and I go into the office, and I'm like, and I'm joking with my coworkers, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got bit by a snake today, and they're like, what? They lost their mind. They're like, you need to go to urgent now. So,
do you know what kind of snake it was at all, or was it just?
I'm not dead. So
okay, obviously not a rattlesnake. That's good.
Yeah. And I'm no snake expert. So, I was taking a gamble. I had a lot of work to do.
We're gonna figure out if I die or not today. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I had a lot of work to do that day, so I got it done.
I'm about to say, God forbid it was like a razor or something, like what is it?
Yeah.
What is it? The water moccasin that we have over here. God forbid it was one of those.
I mean, the worst part too is when I went to urgent, they weren't like, they didn't give me an advice. They just went, well, you're not. They literally said the same thing that I did. You're not dead, so it's not poisonous. I'm like, okay, cool.
I'm glad we got this.
It's not turning colors. Yeah, you know, just struck you. I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh, so you're telling me that I can still feel my legs, so I'm good? I'll live? All right, great.
Which I already assumed after like 4 hours later. I was like, I think I'm good. But yeah, my coworkers, especially like my like work mom, my boss,
of course,
was like, are you insane? Are you crazy?
Well, I mean, I understand that, because if a snake bites me, first thing I'm doing, hey, boss, I'm going to go to the doctor real quick, make sure I'm not going to die.
The other time, too, I broke my finger on the job. I got, you know, those big, heavy meter box lids. They're like 40 pounds. Ooh. Some of them, you know, depends, like the steel, the composite boxes, you know, they're made of different material. Mm-hmm. And I was lifting one up like this, and I still had my hands in the box. And I snapped right down on it. I don't know if you remember that, but I broke my finger.
Yeah.
It literally like shattered down the whole middle of my finger.
You had the splint on,
I had the splint on. Yeah, I had the splint on for a fat minute. I remember.
Dude.
And that was again same advice as like, good luck.
It happens, bro.
Yeah, good luck.
It happens, dude. You're gonna get hurt sometimes. It is what it is.
I mean, I've had people threaten me. I've had people sick their dogs on me. I mean, you name it. Like, it's happened. You know, like there's this crazy local lady. I won't say her name,
of course,
but everyone knows her. If you live in the South Florida area, you know who I'm talking about.
Oh man,
because she is terrorized public. She's terrorized like everywhere, right? So. She just was a nightmare. I remember I went to go repair her meter. I wasn't even turning it off. I was replacing her electronics in her meter to make it communicate better, so we get a better reading. Yeah, that was a part of the job. So I repaired the meter and got everything changed. Or I was getting ready to. I got all my tools laid out, and I was getting ready to start. It only takes me like 20 minutes, if that. 10 minutes, something.
Okay.
Does not take long.
Right.
So I got all my tools out, and she comes out, and she's like, "You mother, bop, 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 bop," just going off on me. I'm like, ma'am, I'm just here to repair the meter. Like, there's nothing. I'm not turning you off. You know, like, relax.
She's already worst case.
She is freaking losing it.
Damn.
Just absolutely
Straight
going off.
nuclear.
And she's like, "You better why are you out here?" I'm like, "I'm here to repair the meter." And she's like, "Well, it should already be working." I'm like, what?
Obviously, it's not. Or else we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, so it's just, yeah. I mean, a million of them. A million, like, crazy things always happen. Always.
Oh my god, that is crazy. Like, it doesn't surprise me either, especially in those meter boxes with the snake bite. It's one of those, like,
dude,
bees, they're underground
I get
anyway.
bees in the box once a week. Like, full beehives.
Jeez.
Honestly, like, every once in a while, like, after the smoke guys... or like animal control, like, because we send a work order over to animal control, and then we go back out to that house like a week later.
Okay.
On a turn off, a repair, or something, anything like that. So I check out the house after, you know, if we have to go back out to repair it or whatever.
Right.
The honey is still somewhat good, so I'll literally like it's fresh honey, dude.
Oh, the best kind.
It's really cool.
But I say that wild honey hits.
It's a really cool experience, honestly. And you know, there might be like the pesticide or whatever they use to clean out the bugs from the bees, but
what's a little taste, you know?
yeah, it
no
did not taste
here.
any different. And I only took like but it was great. It was cool. Like full combs, like it's super cool. It was really cool.
I have a story about that. Just look for the next episode.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you do.
Oh, dude,
yeah, I'm sure you do.
Dude, you don't
That's
even
right.
know.
That's right.
But that's next time. I'm not getting into that. Let's take our third shot. So I have another question for you.
Yes.
Right now, I got this one, baby.
You know
this
what this one is.
the lemon drop. Yes, sir. My favorite of all shots. Lemonade, baby. Well, we did the craziest thing that's ever happened to you on a job. What is the nicest thing somebody has done for you, like a customer-wise? Like, has anyone gone out of their way to done anything really special or nice for you?
This wasn't especially nice. It was a gesture. It was a gesture. I mean, I've been approached by many hookers. That's an interesting one. I've never accepted them ever. I've been offered though.
I can't wait to have your family on one day and be like, so have you heard about the hooker that?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Oh my God.
So I've been offered many times. But no, that's not even the time I'm thinking of. So
no shit.
Yeah, so I've been offered. This guy left me like a bribe in the meter box, right? Like wrapped up in plastic, and it looked like a bomb, dude.
Oh, holy shit!
It was wrapped up in plastic, white plastic, and then our tag was in there, like our door tag to pay your bill.
Right.
And it was all wrapped up. It looked super sus. I opened the box and I was like, "What the hell is that?"
By the call bomb control real quick. Be like, "Sir, can you come up check this shit out?"
Yeah. So I open it up, and it is a pair of socks, like multiple pairs of socks. God, what the hell was his name? Oh, his name was super goofy, dude. Oh my God, what the hell was it? His name was like the Genie or Sock Genie or something. It was something like that, or super fresh socks, or it was something like that. It was written in like graffiti. It was super weird. It was this whole, dude. It was this whole. This just happened like a month ago. So
this isn't even something that happened.
Yeah, no.
This
Just happened. So yeah, it was like super fresh to death socks, or it was like the brand or whatever, and it was his business, and his name was Pinball. Pinball. That was his name. Pinball Genie, or it was something like that. I don't remember what it was. It was like a character because I said it to my boss. And she was like, "Oh, you mean pinball? Blah blah. Pinball wizard. Pinball wizard. That was it. Because I remember
an Xbox gamer tag.
I don't know. That's what it sounds like.
It sounds just like that.
It sounds like that. So, yeah. So Pinball Wizard was his name, and he wrapped a pair of socks in there, and he wrote in like broken English on the tag, the orange tag, and he goes, "You not turn off now. I will pay Monday. please leave me alone, or something like that. It was something to that effect. And he put like his brand that I don't remember what they were called, but it was so goofy, dude. It was like crazy, Fresh to Death socks, or it was something silly like that. And I was like, this is a joke, right?
I was about to say, so you can't bribe me in money, but you bribe me in fucking socks.
They were nice socks. So I opened them up and everything, and they were still wrapped up nicely. They were brand new socks, 2 pairs.
I like how you just spent.
Yeah, I remember. It was 2 pairs of socks. So they were like ankle highs or whatever. And he goes, or like mid shin. Sorry, like mid shin socks. It doesn't matter.
But they're high socks.
It doesn't matter. They were high socks. So yeah, I take the socks and I wrap him back up in the thing. I'm like, I'm not taking your bribe. I put him back like by his front door, and I turn him off because I'm like, dude, I'm not getting in trouble for this. How am I gonna explain this to my boss?
Yeah, I decided not to turn off their water, but
boss,
dude, I got some nice ass.
But boss, you don't understand. I got good socks.
Like, dude, I'll give you half my socks, like half the pair. I'll give you one of my socks.
One of my pairs.
Like, not even a pair.
Just one sock.
Socks.
Yeah.
Used.
Yeah.
I give you one of my used socks right here.
It wasn't necessarily a positive experience, but it was a bribe. I've had some really cool people. I mean, they've offered me water even when I was turning them off.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, they offered me lemonade. They're like, oh my god, hey, I'll pay this afternoon. Most people, like, I'll say for sure, you really do feel bad.
Right.
You really do feel bad. Like, there's people really genuinely struggling for money. You really do feel it, and you feel really bad. And I do give what's called field extensions. It's like personally me extending. I'm like, hey,
get it done by Monday.
I knocked on your door. You got an hour to go pay it before I have to turn it off.
Okay.
Like, it's a courtesy. Is, hey, like, I feel for you. Just please go handle it so I don't have to turn you off.
I like
Please,
that.
can we? Come on.
See, it's good too because it's like you have the courtesy. You're doing everything you can at the right way. It's like, look, I'm doing something that
I have to do my job.
Exactly, but I'm getting paid to do this. I could get fired if I don't do this. I gotta go with it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I honestly, for the most part, I really can say most people are really pleasant. Like, really, there's only a handful of troublemakers like every month that are really just really not great. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're gonna have those. Like,
yeah, they're called the regulars, and we know them by name. We're like, oh, this account.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, here we go.
It's this guy who's gonna complain about this, and this.
Yeah,
I got you.
So it's always the same people every month, always. Yeah. And you know, it's when you do the math, it's like, it's bananas how much money they're wasting on like termination fees, and it's just
no kidding.
Yeah, wow. It's sad.
Wow.
So, but again, I would love to stress. Really, most people are super positive, and there's always one guy at a garage that I always go to whenever, even when I'm turning him off. Every time I turn him off, he's like, you got me. Like, he's super cool about it.
See, like, that's the kind of things that make your job like a little better too. Where it's like, all right, you're gonna make funny out of this, and you're gonna pay it, and then we're gonna be right back where we are. Like,
he's super cool about it.
I love that. Also, this is a different like a different subject. Like, I'm not gonna have a shot for this, but like on average, like, what's your job orders like looking like per week? Like how much do you work just per week?
It depends. So like we have about 5 guys to do the whole city.
Oh wow,
which
is a big city.
It is a larger city,
big city, yes.
For sure. So it's only 5 guys that run the whole thing. 5 field guys.
Crazy.
So we all kind of jump around and like you'll do repairs today, you'll do turnoffs today, you'll do rechecks today, you'll awesome. So we all kind of cross train a little bit, so everyone gets a little bit of everything.
Oh, that's great.
So like I'll tag, which is putting a tag on somebody's door to pay a reminder, not turning them off. An average probably about 150 tags, which it's a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot. You'll do like a whole neighborhood, which takes a long time.
I was about to say, that's each individual house, and I'm about to say, and then of course
getting out, and then a lot of people. Yep, they'll come out. Yep, exactly.
Yes.
They'll come out and they'll be like, "What's this?" Yeah, and you'll talk to them for a little bit. And
I already knew where that was.
How much is my bill? And you're like, "Oh god damn it!"
It's like, all right, let me look up the
work
order.
Let me go to my truck. Hold on.
All right,
$56. Yeah. So, it really depends on what you're doing that day. Okay. I mean, so. Yeah, turn-offs, you'll probably turn about... The most I've probably turned off was a big day. It was a big day. It was like 80 people.
Okay, I mean that's a lot of.
It's a lot of turn. I mean, literally going to the box, pulling it up, right. Digging the box out if it's full of dirt, like it's a whole thing.
Yeah, so. and the thing is, like, what most people don't know is like these boxes can be buried half the time, like just covered in sod.
That's a whole
or
other
dirt
conversation.
Or, yeah.
People intentionally parking a car on it.
Oh, don't worry. Guess what? Before we get into that conversation, let's take our next shot.
Okay.
Because our next one is going to be crazy. What is this? What are we calling this one, Skylar?
We'll call this the melon ball, baby.
Melon ball, baby?
Melon ball.
I'll take it. Okay, I take it from the front, put it in the back. That's just what I do.
We're rotating.
Skylar, I have to ask, since we were on that conversation, what is the top 3 worst things that they've done to the boxes? Whether it's park on top of it, whether it's bury it. Give me the 3
I got some good ones.
Worst boxes you've ever seen. Okay. Give me it to me.
I had to turn off a halfway house, and
oh no.
And yeah, there was a lot of syringes in there, which we're told to like use a shovel. Don't dig with your hands ever.
That's
because of so many reasons.
I mean, the syringes.
I could go one. Yeah, that's what syringes is one of them. Literally, that's what I was told when I was trained. They were like, "Yeah, don't dig with your hands because of syringes." They didn't even say because of bugs, beetles, bites, nothing. No, they said syringes, and I'm like, "Okay, good to know."
Crazy.
I've only encountered it like twice since I've been out in the field, which is like 4 years now. So
okay.
I've only encountered it twice, but the one time there was a bunch of them. Like somebody was just stashing them, and I opened it up and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Have you I want 2 more. I do. You know what? No. I'll wait because actually I have a great idea for our last shot now. Just because I have it's crazy good. But with the syringes though, like it's kind of crazy that you've seen 2 in your career as it is, because it's like that's something that the average person will probably never find unless you live inside a city, like kind of like how you do. I live in a town. Little ass town.
Right.
You live in a city, you're seeing all this crazy shit. So it's like the comparison is crazy, and it's just like, wow. Syringes, and I saw it twice.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're doing insulin, my boy.
No, they are not. No, they are not. And I felt bad, obviously. Like you feel bad when you see like people struggling.
Oh,
you still have to turn them off.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you know, it is unfortunate to go back on like the other thing is like it's sad to see the people that you can't help because of policies put in place because of people that kind of screw the rules. You know what I mean? That people that ruin it for everyone.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I get that 100%.
You're like, oh, I'd love to give you an extension, but some other lady that can actually pay her bill
said the same shit. Now here we are.
So it's really sad.
And unfortunately, that's kind of anywhere you go. There's always going to be that one person who's going to screw it up for everybody. Like, I mean, the biggest thing now is just like pain management. You know, I have family who has to go into pain management. And it's like they have to do pill counts. And it's like, well, this person needs to take a little bit extra because of insert issue here, but can't do that because person over here who didn't even need it to begin with is abusing pills, abusing whatever it is. So it's kind of sad. Give me 2 more other different, two more interesting box stories.
The cars thing happens all the time. I mean, that's a dime a dozen.
Do they do it purposely?
All the time? It's so obvious when they do it. It's unbelievably obvious when they do it.
Have you ever caught somebody like just like, oh shit, and then just like kind of parks the car right there?
No,
or like
no. I wish that would be funny if somebody like purposely like,
oh god, there's a water man.
No. I haven't seen anybody like do it in front of me, but it's. When they do it, dude, it's so obvious. They park like a tire on it, and like you'll never get it off. Like I've crawled underneath a car to do it, like not all the way under, but
no, but like under
the rear, like you know, like a truck bed where you can kind of really get under it.
Yeah,
I've done that, and I'm like,
damn. That's crazy.
They're like dabbing on them, like gotcha, you know.
And I know one of them too. Like some of them will just be buried, like just buried under stuff.
Yeah.
All the
so
time.
with the introduction of electronic meters, so now we can. They go directly to our towers. We don't go out and physically read every single meter every month now.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And that's been that way since I started.
Oh,
like those they were already in place when I had already started. So that was nice, but it causes a different problem. Like you said, the meters just get freaking buried.
Yeah.
I mean, like inches of dirt.
Oh, I mean, I remember when I used to live in this very city right here, way back when. Like the one that we had in front of our house, same thing. Like we put sod down, and then we put sod right on top of it. We're like,
yep.
Oh,
familiar with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like,
and then the next month the water guy comes out and
then it's
freaking
just
destroys.
We just see a mountain of dirt. The sod's all ripped up.
Oh,
like,
dude, there is nothing. Talk to any meter guy. Oh my god, there's nothing that pisses you off more than some guy trying to improve his lawn and just goes at, and you're like, you dick.
But you have a device to where you can kind of shows where
you don't. No, it's all physical. I take a stick, literally, and just go ding 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 dunk
dunk, and then that's it. Yep. Oh my god.
No metal detector.
No.
Nothing. Or at least my department. If there's other departments that do that, then good for you.
I was about to say where I'm at.
Well, because it doesn't always work though, because some of the meters aren't made of metal, like or some of the lids.
I know the lids are usually made of cement or plastic sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Too.
Yeah, they're like composite or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the one that we had back then was a big cement one, and then they had this little metal square that you would lift up.
Right.
And that's how you get through it. Right.
Exactly.
And I think in my current place right now. We're one of those. We just have it on the side of the house now, so where they can just go knock that out. I'm pretty sure. But if I could, I'd definitely cover it up so Skylar can't shut my water off. Well, Skylar, do you have one more that you can give me? One more crazy thing that they try to cover up?
Oh god. Yeah, I mean, people put like pavers and stuff. Like just a straight. Oh no!
Really?
No! I thought of it. The craziest one. So somebody was redoing their pool, and you know what like gunite is? It's the finish that goes on the side of like pools.
Yeah,
gunite. It's like cement almost.
Yeah, it's like
it's
like really
blue,
rough
white. Yeah, it's really rough.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody was redoing their pool, and their gunite was like, I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but regardless. Yeah, they were redoing that, and they were taking like the excess and pouring it out to like their side yard or whatever. But they had a really steep slope. I don't know if they were doing this on purpose.
Maybe
I don't think they were.
Maybe
I don't think they were. But it poured right and pulled right on top of the meter box. I literally had to go to Lowe's to pick up a pickaxe. I am not even exaggerating. I had to go to Lowe's to pick up a pickaxe and just woo,
really,
woo. Like,
see, I was just about to ask too. Is anyone like? I mean, given you said maybe it wasn't on purpose, but
I don't think it was on purpose.
Anyone purposely just fill up a box like with cement just to be like, F this guy, I'm not letting him do it.
No, that would be. I mean, that would be really. I don't want to say smart because it wouldn't be.
Well, of course.
We'd
Hold
be
on,
out
one
there.
sec. This wouldn't be smart. Don't do it.
Don't
stupid.
do this. Please don't do this.
Don't do it. I don't care where you think he lives. Don't do it. It wouldn't. Stupid.
It wouldn't be smart regardless because the register would still be running.
You break everything too. I mean, you would end up just messing up. I mean,
and then we'd be out immediately, and then probably charge you for the damage. So,
you guys actually charge for whatever extra
if we see that it's super clear.
If it's an obvious, this guy went out of his way.
Unbelievably obvious, which pouring cement in a meter box, yeah, that would be obvious. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Okay.
I had to pull out a pickaxe for that.
That was insane. I cannot believe it.
That was when I first started outside too. I remember that so vividly. I was like,
"Are you kidding me?" Like, this is how I want to start my day right here. Just my pickaxe. Boom, boom, thud. All right, Skylar, let's go ahead and take our fifth shot today. And
what's
what
this
are we
one called?
Oh, dude,
you know what it's called?
Is it? Which one is this one?
Blue.
Oh, this is.
Yeah.
This one, my ladies and gentlemen, right here. We got the blue balls.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's like candy.
It really is. It's like a blue Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, it really is.
Hint of cocoa nut.
At the end, we'll have to rank these bad boys.
Honestly, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we'll just go from here to there. However we want to do it. Skylar, I have to ask. Yeah. So this is going to be more of work related, not like out on the field, but inside the office. What is the current or past? I don't really care. Preferably past. Who is the I wouldn't say worst person you've ever worked for, but who is the quirkiest and like what is like what really like? Man, this guy is kind of interesting, man.
I already got one.
Go ahead, give it to me.
All right. There was this guy. I don't want to dox him.
No, of course not.
We'll call him Jim.
Okay.
We'll call him Jim, but my coworkers will know who I'm talking about. Jim, man, he was the best, dude.
Yeah.
He was the best. He was at the time, he was about 70 years old. 70. He had just gone. He had been working there about 10 years when I started.
Wow.
Yeah. So
he started in his 60s.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, well, because he was doing his own thing somewhere else. I don't remember what
okay.
it was. In Long Island or something. I don't remember.
Okay.
Jim was something special, man. He was like an old Jewish New Yorker guy who was just like, I don't even know if he smokes, but he just had that vibe of being like, those mother, just all the time, dude. And I remember him like we had a regular customer that would always come in to pay their bills, and she was an attractive woman. We'll call her an attractive woman.
Absolutely.
And I just started working. I'm at, dude, like 2 weeks in. I just started working there. And he was kind of mentoring me and teaching me and everything. And I'm 19 at this point. I'm a young man.
You are out of high school.
I am still almost a boy. No, you know what?
You're a boy.
I am a boy.
You are
I'm a boy. Right? So working a grown-up job, and this guy, she comes walking down the hall, and she pays her bill, and he's teaching me how to do it, and ringing her up and all that. And he goes, you know what? She's one of my favorites. And I had like a bit on my Snapchat. I don't know if you remember this. I did it a couple times, but I had like Jim's famous quotes, and I would just post on my Snapchat.
I remember those because I think it was my Jesse who was the one showing it. You'll know who it is if you guys watch the Leaky Lounge podcast. It's our editor.
Yeah.
She showed me one time, and I was just like, I didn't know who it was, obviously, but I'm just like, the most New Yorker thing.
Yeah. Literally. So he would call somebody on the phone, and he would go. He would quickly put him on mute, and he would go, "Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?" Like it was, and he'd be like, "Yeah, fuck your mom," like
fuck your mother,
like on mute. Obviously, he wouldn't say that to them. So funny, dude.
That's beautiful. See, I love the kind of people who can actually go out of their way and like have fun at your job, especially when you're training somebody, because it's gonna make the trainee's job like, oh my god, I'm actually looking forward to coming into work. And the old guy's like, dude, I'm retiring, and you're like, who gives a
He
fuck?
was great, man. He was really good. And I remember one specific joke. He always told this one. He would go, hey, there was this guy and his wife. And every night the guy would say, hey baby, you want to do some laundry? And that's code for
a little bit
code for some little bit of loving time,
making some tea.
Right, exactly. So that was their code, though. You want to do some laundry?
Okay.
Right? So he would ask her every night. He would go, "Hey baby, you want to do some laundry?" "Nah, I'm too tired." "Hey baby, you want to do some laundry?" "Nah, my head hurts." "Baby, you want to do some laundry?" "No, I don't feel good." Right. So, and then one night, the wife walked up to the man. She said, "Baby, you want to do some laundry?" And he goes, "No, sorry, I already did the load by hand." It was just so stupid. Dude, it's so funny, dude. He told that one all the time, whenever he could. It's so funny, dude.
You can't go wrong with a good jerk-off joke.
That was the most memorable one. But, dude, he had, I'm telling you, like, a million of those. Like, one of the other people would walk out and be like, "Oh, I need to use the restroom." And he'd be like, "Oh, tell him my name, you'll get a good seat." Shit like that. Like, all the time, dude.
The most New York thing ever.
Dude.
Dude, I can already tell he's from the Bronx. He just came up from the side.
He was really cool, man.
Did he retire? He ended up retiring?
Oh, yeah.
He
retired a couple years ago. He was...
Oh, dude.
It was like right when I went out into the field. So we sat next to each other in the office.
That's awesome.
So that was pretty cool. And I learned a lot. I grew up a lot really fast.
Hey, sometimes you need that kind of guy to help you kind of grow up. You know, it's like back in the day when we get into my stuff, it's like I had the same thing where you just had that old guy who teaches you and you're like, I'm a man now.
Yeah.
I'm no longer a high school boy. Yeah. I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah, I'm a man.
I'm a fucking man. Well, Scott, let's go ahead and take our last shot today, and I have one last final question for you. What are we calling this one?
This is the Sailor Sunrise.
This is the Sailor Sunrise, and always one of my favorite ones. Oh, I love orange juice. That shit tastes so good. This last question is kind of, not really a personal question, but kind of one of those, I want to know what you plan. What are your goals in your job in the future? Like, I know you say you're going to retire at, let's say, mid-50s or whatever.
Sure.
Do you actually see yourself doing this for the rest of your life? And are you happy doing your job?
I love my job. I really, honestly, I really enjoy it. I think, for the most part, I get to not make a difference, but, you know, like, if there's ever a chance where I can relieve somebody of, hey, you know, I really can't pay this right now. Can I get, like, an extension till 1 o'clock even to call my uncle to ask him for some money or something? You know, even the little things like that, it really adds up.
Absolutely.
And especially when I was in the office.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, especially when I was in the office, I could do a lot more good, you know, because I worked on leak adjustments. You know, people, that was another thing that I was in charge of, was I could give people leak adjustments if they had, you know, that they broke a hose while they were gone on vacation for a week, and then they come back with like
a whole
like a
water bill.
$2,000 water bill, you know, like
been
crazy.
there, baby.
Yeah, so I would be able to adjust their bill, you know, accordingly, and take
awesome.
Nice chunk off, and then be like, oh my god, thank you.
Oh, that's
like,
great.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
So,
and that goes a long way for, especially like a struggling single mother or something like a single.
God,
father.
anybody now.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I mean nowadays, yeah, like obviously.
God, if I got hit with a $2,000, even a $300 water bill, I'd be like,
excuse me, sir. Let's say my water bill right now is $0.00, so I can't complain because I'm built on a well, baby.
Right?
Yeah, I don't need you people. No, but like when I was back in the old apartment that we used to live in, the one right before we moved, we had a hose that was actually left on while we were in Michigan for a week and a half with my family, and then when we came back, that water bill was $700.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's all it was.
Like, yeah, I mean, same here. Luckily, it wasn't left running or anything. We had one of the bibs on it, so where it wasn't running like that. But even like that, it's like, dude, you don't understand like how expensive running your water is. Taking baths instead of showers, filling up your pool, filling up your hot tub, you know, all that kind of things really just start adding up.
Yeah. So I'll run some like quick math. Okay?
Absolutely, please.
So.
You're all good.
So most places, most utility companies bill in thousands of gallons. We don't charge you every single gallon you do.
You know, that's actually something I wanted to know too, because I wanted to know how that worked. Right.
Yeah, they'll charge you per 1,000 gallons, and then let's say you used 5,500 gallons.
Okay.
Right? We'll bill you for 5,000, and that 500 will carry over to the next month, and then when you get another 500, that'll be 1,000.
Okay.
That's how it works, people.
They're not just trying to screw you.
Yeah,
I promise.
trust me. So that's how it works. So let's say you use 1,000 gallons, whatever. 1,000 gallons is only really, if you look on your bill, most places, roughly about $4.
No kidding.
But, you know, there's sewer on top of that, which is another $4. And then you have your availability. But for the most part, really, you're probably looking at $4 or $5 a gallon. Or 1,000.
1,000 per 1,000, right.
Yeah, so it's actually really smaller.
Yeah, but it's not nearly as...
Well, some more quick math is some irrigation, running it for about 20 minutes. You know, sprinklers.
Yeah.
It's about 1,000 gallons every 20 minutes.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's a lot. If you are not on well for sprinklers, buckle up, because watering your lawn.
Watering your lawn long is like 2 hours per cycle. You know, each cycle is a 2 hour cycle for your front side.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. Tips for me: Water it midnight for 20 minutes.
Yes, I agree.
Like once or twice a week. That's all you need. Wow. And especially during like the fall or the sun, you don't need a lot.
Dude, I was about to say, dude, I water. Luckily I'm built on a well, so lucky me.
You don't need to water it that often.
I water mine every single night at 3 o'clock to
3 a.m.
I think it's like 5:30 or 3 a.m. until like 5:30 in the morning, because each one
so
does
not
40
necessary.
Oh, I know, but you want to know something? My lawn looks nice as shit.
That is unbelievably unnecessary. Regardless.
No, absolutely. And it's one of those things where it's like in the fall, obviously, like I'll do it once a week. Like straight up, because it's like there's no point. Because if you do it at 3 o'clock at night, even in Florida, South Florida, like it's still cold. You're gonna kill your grass.
Yeah, you never want to do it when the sun is out.
No, there's no point.
Well, the water will mostly evaporate.
Yep.
But also the water will be stuck to your blades of grass,
and
then they will get scorched. The water will literally magnify the sun on your grass and burn it.
Yep.
So you think you're doing a good thing, but no.
It's like, you think this is gonna work?
Yeah. The other thing too is the irrigation, or not the irrigation, filling up your pool. Most pools are about 15 to 20,000 gallons.
I'm about to say that's pretty low, honestly. I thought it'd be even more than that.
That's about 15 to 20.
Okay.
15 to 20,000. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I say, luckily, I don't have a pool. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, same.
We have a doggy pool, so forget it.
No, thank you.
Yeah, right. It's like, as much as I'd love to take care of that, I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the thing. Like, we would always talk about down the road, we want to get a hot tub. Again, like, this is pretend we're not on well water. If we wanted to get a hot tub, you know, one of the ones that you can get off of, I'll throw in Amazon's name. I think everyone's okay to do that. We get one off of Amazon, and it's one of those where it's just like, you have to fill it up every time, and then you got to keep it filled up. And, you know, you have a kid, God forbid, go in there splashing everywhere, got to fill it up again. I mean, I already remember back when I was living with my parents, you know, it's like you had to clear, you know, you had to drain everything, clean out the pool. You had to do that every, 2-3 months, and then it's that water bill that's just going to right back up.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is insane. By the way, gentlemen and lady, the one lady who's probably watching this one. The one. Honestly, let's be honest. There's probably one or two ladies. The tracer that we are making today, that we are using. Usually, we'll do this in the beginning of the videos, but this one time I'm going to do it near the end. The chaser we are using today in our tin cups is going to be water due to the fact that he shuts off water. So I think it was only necessary to actually do it like
the water guy.
The water guy, baby. He's the sports guy. He's the water guy.
That's
he
right.
is the guy. Skylar, before we get out of here, man, do you want anything else you want to just kind of lay on us with your job, buddy?
No.
Anybody want to shout out or anybody like that?
No. I think we got it. I don't want to dox anybody. So I think we'll just. I don't want to shout out.
No, that's fine.
My job.
That's fine with me. But
I still love you all. But
no names.
I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to shout out your names or anything. So
right
it's
on.
okay.
Right on, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you coming on. I am so happy to finally have Marvelous Mates going in full swing.
Likewise.
This is the first freaking episode. It's only going to get better from here. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and all that fun stuff around here. Leave a comment, though. If you guys really are interested in what we're doing, if you guys have an interesting career or job, please leave it with us.
Or hobby.
Or a hobby. It doesn't even have to be a job. We can do hobbies as well. If anything you guys are interested in, just leave it in there. Maybe you guys can get picked. Maybe we can have you guys come out here and actually do a sit down interview with you guys. Also, make sure to go look at your father episodes. Go check out the Leaky Lounge. This is a Leaky Lounge production. Of course, go check out the podcast. We have our Leaky Lounge podcast, which is my co-host, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, we have the sports podcast, along with a lot of other skits that we've been talking about today, and I cannot wait to share with you guys. This has been the first episode of Marvelous Mates, baby! I want to thank everyone. Skylar, thank you so much, baby, for coming out, man. It has been a pleasure. It has been awesome to do this, and you know what? I think we can do this again.
Oh, we're definitely.
I think we can do this again, and I think we might be doing an episode right away with me, maybe.
Hopefully, we're not a little too inebriated.
I mean, that's him. I can hold my liquor. I don't know about this guy. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everyone has a great day, great weekend. Share and subscribe with your friends. Go hug somebody. Go love somebody. And have a great day. Deuces!